Today we've got the hottest sports cards in the last week. Welcome to Sports Cards Pro. I'm Coach Co. Let's dive into the Sports Cards Pro app so that you all can find out what the trending sports cards are. Let's dive into it. First and foremost, we are going to be jumping into the sales volume data. This feature allows us to see which cards are selling with the most volume and thus making them the hottest sports cards of the week. I should also mention that this is a paid feature. However, just for subscribing to this channel, you get access to this feature exclusively, absolutely for free. So it makes no sense why you haven't hit subscribe yet and why you haven't hit that notification bell. All right, team. First off, we've got basketball, and the usual suspects are tops this list. We've got Jordan. Blanchero actually moved up from last week. As you can see overall, though, basketball volume is down. And that's probably because the playoffs, especially second round, you start to see less and less buying opportunities, less people making moves because they're relatively short term, generally speaking, unless they saw something great out of someone who performed recently in the playoffs. That's why you've got guys like Jordan, Kobe, Jordan again, Shaq, all people who are being compared to this crop of rookies or current players. We are going to go to another notable name, and that is De'Aaron Fox. He's got a 7-day volume of 43. They just went 7 games against the Golden State Warriors, played incredibly. They could very well have a better season next year as these players start or continue to mature. His 2017 Panini Prism, this is his rookie Prism, ungraded back in 2020. These were doing about $55. Obviously, the price has come down a little bit on these things, but they have risen recently. So as you can see, back in January, this is about $3. They got all the way up to about $13. It's 4x. PSA 10 copies are going for about $62. So I should mention, if you were looking to buy this card raw at present time, at about $10, you grade it. I mean, the best case scenario is it comes back a PSA 10. Guess what? You can buy a PSA 10 for $62. So I always like to show you guys that you have that ability. You know, you see the prices of these cards ungraded. You see what the best case scenario is. In this case, a PSA 10. And I mean, unless you're going for a Beckett Black Label, in which case you can actually grade your cards right over here using this Beckett link. All right, team. We are going to go into our next category. We're going into baseball. This is where volume is right now, people. So we've got Ken Griffey, star rookie, #1. It's pretty standard. Ohtani, absolutely ripping up the league. He's the odds-on favorite to win it this year. Win it as in win the MVP. Adley Rutschman, and we've got Derek Jeter, relatively high on this list. I kind of love that. This is 1992 draft picks rookie card out of Topps, and it is, I mean, the ungraded copies are going for about $9 currently. PSA 10s, however, are doing $355. Now, obviously, as you can see, based on the prices of the 8s, of the 9s, especially when you start getting to the 9, 5s, and 10s, this is a relatively hard card to grade, right? Otherwise, these prices wouldn't be so damn high, especially with the volume. So something to consider if you're planning on grading these, unless you get a 9.5 or higher, you're probably not going to be profitable here. Now, of course, there's a nostalgia factor. Derek Jeter is one of the best players in recent memory. He's a Hall of Famer. So there's a lot of positives there. It's not just about making money, obviously. So I just want to make sure that I provide you guys with that perspective on a regular basis. Next, we're going into football. Brock Purdy, Kenny Pickett, Jerry Rice, which we saw last week on this list, CJ Stroud. Now, this is the first time we're seeing a Bowman Chrome University card. 49 in terms of the sales volume over the course of the last 7 days. And look at this chart. Now, obviously, this is the difference between $1.94 and $3.17. But one of the top prospects in this year's draft. We just had the NFL draft. As I mentioned previously, you're going to see these trends, these upward trends when players are in the news, especially when they don't have any other cards like these players. I mean, these kids are going to come into the league next year, and for a good chunk of the first few games, have nothing on the market except for these Bowman Chrome University cards. Now, what I will say, it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops, because this Bowman Chrome University set is the first time that it debuted. So I wonder if the value is going to be retained, or if it's going to be much like the Prism draft set, where after they have cards in their actual NFL uniforms, the price of these cards tank. So I will say Be very weary about these cards unless you truly just want to collect them and you think they're cool and you happen to be a college football fan. I mean, go for it. But if you're looking to buy these cards in a short-term flip scenario, I mean, you could get caught holding the bag. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there and so everyone has the same kind of information accessible to them. Hockey is next on our list. Very different list than we're used to. We have a bunch of Dallas Stars dominating this list. That's pretty cool. Cole Caulfield, number 1. Matt Boldy, number 2. Jake Ottinger, currently in the second round with the Dallas Stars. This guy is one of the best goalies in the league, in my opinion. Ungraded copies were going for about $7.85 back in August of 2021, and now they're doing about $20. So PSA 10 copies are doing roughly $100. One of those sales is definitely mine. So that's pretty cool to see one of my sales on this list. I mean, this guy's a great goalie. Dallas is playing fairly well. It's going to be very interesting. I like seeing goalie markets heat up because I think that's one of the spots in the hockey card market that truly just doesn't get enough love. It's almost like pitchers in baseball. And the sales volume on that Ottinger is about 29. So as you can see, the 7-day volume on the hockey is significantly lower than the basketball, the baseball, and the football. Next, we go into soccer. And we've got Garnacho on the list. I love this. This player is an absolute beauty, actually. So this is not advice to buy or sell or anything, but this is his Prism Premier League card. This is a young talent, plays for Manchester United, a very, very big club. Globally, ungraded copies are going for about $1. This is the base variation, of course. PSA 10 copies are going for about $37. I never know how the hell these people grade so quickly. It actually dumbfounds me how you can get a PSA 10 grade back when this card debuted like a month ago, if not less. So that just goes to show how quickly they're grading cards. The sales volume, also, as I mentioned previously, it's very cool to see actual names on this list and not just products as a hobby box. If you go back to, one of our first videos 2 months ago, hobby boxes were like tops to this list. So you're definitely starting to see a bit of a changeover in terms of people buying individual players versus just the product, which I love. It means that people are actually scouting the sport. People are actively collecting who they like. Team, the next category, we've got UFC, and I held my breath. Because I didn't want to see a hobby box up top. And guess what? We have Hasbulla with his rookie card dominating this list. And I say dominating very loosely. But in terms of, again, if you go back to the UFC stuff that we've been posting, 15 card sales at this sales volume is a pretty big deal. Especially because ungraded copies of his card are selling for about $232. If I'm going to be entirely honest with everybody, if this is in fact the price that this card is selling for, which I don't know if it is, I would stay away from this thing at $200. There's going to be a lot of these things come onto the market. I suspect that this was probably a sale that happened very, very, very early on, perhaps in the first day or two. But as more and more of these come onto the market, you're definitely going to see this price decrease dramatically. So just don't be caught overpaying for a card that's going to be pretty present in the market, especially because this is a guy that a lot of people were actively seeking out to collect. As I said, I don't know if this is the base Prism price or it happened to be a parallel that sold at this price. I'm just making sure that all of you know that $200 for a base Prism is probably not what you should be doing. Okay, so just never get caught with the FOMO. Always buy what you like, but buy smart. Wait a little bit. Let prices come to normalization. Find some sort of floor, and then you can start acquiring what you're looking for. Obviously, no PSA 10 copies because it was released last week. Final category on the list, I should say. Damn it. Hobby box. I thought we were gonna go 7 for 7. That's okay. So Hobby Box is number 1 on this list. That is 2023 Prism WWE. This is the most recent Prism set. This is a set that I actually know a lot of people that are actively collecting, so that's pretty cool. We're going to go into the first player card, though, and that is The Rock. This is his 2023 WWE Prism. It's a pretty solid-looking card, if I'm going to be honest with you. Selling for about $2.42. The sales volume on that was 5. PSA 10 copies going for about $40. As you can see, it's probably not worth it to buy this card and then grade it. Now, if you hit it in a pack, even so, you spend the money to grade, you can only sell it for $40. Doesn't make much sense. That being said, collect what you like. I said it like 4 times this episode, but I actually do mean it. Team, those are the hottest sports cards in the market today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell. You can't see me. You see what I did there? WWE reference. I love you guys. I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure to have fun in your collecting journey. And as always, Coach Co and Sports Cards Pro are out of here. Peace.